To reveal 5 mistakes that I made after about the age of 35 that actually made things worse for me. Hi, my name is Kate. I'm from Align Natural Health, and these are mistakes that we often see with clients, and they can be problematic because we're conditioned to believe that these things aren't really all that important or that they are important. But if you're dealing with changes that can happen in your body around this time, so age 35 and beyond, you can start dealing with things like mood changes, like heavy periods, night sweats, weight that won't budge, and we're conditioned to believe that, oh, you just need to try and force change in your body or that the symptoms are the problem. But symptoms are actually just like a text message from your body. Your body is trying to communicate with you that something's not functioning right and something needs your support. So the 5 mistakes that I made, at the time, I didn't realize there were mistakes. And if you're doing these things as well, they're not bad, they're just not the right solution for you, especially if you're at the phase of life where things are starting to change in your body. These may have been things that weren't a problem, that didn't cause any issues when you were younger. But as we get older, I hate older, as we gain years, our bodies don't function the same way. Our bodies need a different form of support. So, the number one thing that I did or didn't do was I ignored sleep quality. I thought I went to school when I was in my early 30s. I went to nutrition college, and I thought it was more important to get to the gym first thing in the morning than to get the extra hour of sleep. So I set my alarm for 4 a.m. and I would get up and I would go get in some time at the CrossFit gym before going to school because I thought that was really important for my health, for my body, for staying fit and healthy. But it ended up working against me. Many women underestimate the importance of sleep, a good night's sleep, and poor sleep can actually exacerbate hormone imbalances, which can lead to weight gain. And so for me, I was going to school and I was going to the gym because I thought that that was important to stay in the body size that I was at the time, and I actually gained weight through school, even though I was doing all the things. Excess exercise and sorry, ignoring sleep quality, excess exercise as well, but ignoring sleep quality can increase stress levels and it makes you crave things. Your hunger hormones reset while you're sleeping. So if you're ignoring the importance of sleep quality, this can cause problems in other areas as well. Number two, I was over exercising. Like I said, I was getting up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym in the morning because I thought it was important. And while staying active, exercise is important, excessive exercise, especially high intensity workouts, CrossFit, I mentioned already, can increase your stress hormone level, cortisol, your stress hormone levels, which will contribute to weight gain as well, and also other hormone imbalances. So when cortisol, it's like you picture a string of dominoes and you tip one domino and it affects everything else. Hormones are like that as well. And cortisol is like the really big domino. When cortisol is messed up, everything else is thrown off. So your sex hormones will be thrown off, your progesterone, your estrogen, your insulin is going to be thrown off. And insulin is our fat storage hormone. So we want to make sure that we're not doing things that are actively causing problems with our hormones. And that can include poor sleep quality and overexercise. I was also skipping meals and fasting. This is number 3 of the 5 things that I didn't realize were mistakes at the time. Skipping meals and fasting can lead to blood sugar imbalances and, again, increase stress hormones. Consistent meals throughout the day and making sure that you're eating whole foods as much as possible is really important for maintaining energy levels and for supporting hormone balance. Number 4, relying on caffeine and sugar. I was definitely guilty of that. I mean, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I needed some caffeine, or I thought I did, to get to school, to stay alert, to stay focused. I used to buy the mushroom coffee. There's what lion's mane, I think, is the mushroom that helps with mental clarity and focus. So I was drinking that when I got to school in the morning, and I thought it was a good option and would give me the pep to be able to get through my day. But using caffeine and sugar, I wasn't using sugar, but I was using caffeine. And caffeine and sugar can cause spikes and crashes in blood sugar, which worsens fatigue, I thought it was a quick fix for energy. Nope, it can actually make things worse. It causes hormone imbalances and it ruins your sleep. So sleep was already being neglected, and then if you're adding caffeine or sugar on top of that, it can disrupt sleep even more. So again, we want to opt for whole foods. Make sure you're getting lots of good, clean, filtered water. That can be helpful with energy as well. And that will provide, yeah, more stable energy throughout the day. And number 5 mistakes that I was making was not managing stress. Chronic stress significantly impacts hormone levels. That's that cortisol again. That's that big domino that impacts everything else, which can affect weight, sleep, and overall well being. Incorporating things, stress management things like meditation, like yoga, like deep breathing can be very beneficial to make sure that stress is well maintained. So with these 5 things, these 5 mistakes that I was making, mistakes like these lead to symptoms. We think that the symptoms are the problems are the messages. So when you have these messages from your body, like the stubborn weight, like the inability to sleep properly, like the inability to concentrate and focus, we need to figure out what are the mistakes that you're making that are actually contributing to these. And from these mistakes I was making, here are 5 of the symptoms that I dealt with. I think I dealt with all these. Anyways, all of these can come from these mistakes. So weight gain, especially around the midsection. How many of those things did I mention? Cortisol, the hormone cortisol. We have a much greater concentration of cortisol receptors in our midsection. So if you've got belly fat that won't go away, won't go anywhere, excess exercise and dieting or skipping meals can actually be a really big problem with trying to lose this belly fat, because that's where your body holds on to excess cortisol in the system. Fatigue and low energy is symptom number 2 that can come from all of these 5 things. I mean, you don't have enough fuel for the fire, you don't have enough gas for the tank. Makes sense that you're not going to have enough energy. Also, the caffeine, the sugar is going to cause a spike in energy and then a drop. And so when the energy is on this constant roller coaster all day long, that's what leads to wanting to eat more sugary things, drink more caffeinated products, maybe even eat more salty snacks because your body's looking for that pick me up. It can also lead to mood swings and irritability. Hormonal fluctuations combined with poor stress management can lead to emotional problems, mood swings, increased irritability. These things can lead to sleep disturbances. Elevated cortisol, elevated blood sugar can disrupt sleep patterns, which leads to insomnia or waking up in the middle of the night. Waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning is one of the most common things I hear, or between 1 and 3 in the morning, which is actually a traditional Chinese medicine liver time. We'll talk about that another time. And number 5 is increased cravings and hunger. The cravings and hunger, again, when there's this like roller coaster of blood sugar all day long, you're going to have more cravings, you're going to be more hungry. And if you're not sleeping properly at night, your hunger hormones are not going to be properly balanced. Leptin and ghrelin, the one that controls satiety and tells you, no, I can stop eating now, I'm good, is turned down. And ghrelin, which is the gremlin, I always try and think of it as the one that's like, oh, no, eat more, eat more, eat more, is actually turned up. So this can lead to craving things like sugary foods, high carb foods, which perpetuates a cycle of poor eating habits. So hopefully these mistakes made sense. And if this is anything, if you resonate, if you click with this, this is something that we've helped a lot of clients with as well. And I'm sharing this with you because I have experience personally dealing with this, and it helps me understand what clients are going through and to be able to give you solutions so you can move forward to a healthier place without the stress, without chasing symptoms, without feeling like you're not getting anywhere. You just need someone to help you figure out what are the messages your body is trying to send so that it can get back into balance so you can feel good again. So if this was something that resonated with you, or if you'd like more information, send me a DM. This is something we've helped lots of people with, and I'd be happy to see if you're a good fit for us to work together. So hopefully you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Kate McDowell from Aligned Natural Health.